Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. It has been a sad day. It has been a great day. It has been a wild day. And I can summarize that all in just less than being awake for about, 12 hours today. The Edmonton Oilers fired Jay Woodcroft. That's what we knew right away. Start of the day, 10 o'clock. That's what we started with. Half an hour later, we know that Chris Knoblauch has been signed as the head coach. Ryan Rishaug this evening, 40 minutes ago, reporting that it is this year and two more for Knoblauch. So interesting to note there as well. The Oilers had let go of Jay Woodcroft just about a year and a little bit into contract year, a year and a little bit into a 3-year contract. That's what I'm trying to say. So now we know for sure Knoblauch is here to stay for the time being, and obviously not just a hired gun for winning us a cup and then moving on, or doing whatever we do and then moving on. Nope, Knoblauch is here to stay. And with that, we'll get to the point of the video in a matter of moments. But if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. More so just to start the next chapter of Dolynny TV. This year marks 10 years. Tomorrow marks 10 years of Dolynny TV on YouTube, and I'm very appreciative of everything you guys have passed my way over the past year and the past 10. Obviously, as well, I'd like to give a shout out to you back home for watching the videos. You made those jerseys, those RMA Renegades jerseys happen right there. Thanks to you, I got to, well, live out a lifelong dream of making some jerseys happen for some young kids that I think are going to have a pretty good hockey season. Let me tell you that. They took home bronze in the Strathmore tournament this weekend, but they got more coming this year. All right, what do we know? Sorry, distracting myself. We're $1.51 in. Basically, for the Edmonton Oilers, this is Jeff Jackson's team. I couldn't talk this morning, can't talk now. But no, this is end-all be-all Jeff Jackson's team. Jeff Jackson has one mission statement, one rule from Daryl Cates, and that is win Connor McDavid a cup in Edmonton by any means necessary. If you flash back to my preseason videos there where we were talking, I believe it was when I was house sitting early September, we were talking about Jeff Jackson being hired. I said in the video, the intro video to Jeff Jackson's hiring, I said very simply, Jay Woodcroft is not going to be renewed as head coach. Jay Woodcroft is not Jeff Jackson's man, and he will not be here long term because Jeff Jackson will install the man he wants to lead the Edmonton Oilers to the promised land as soon as possible. Well, unfortunately, whether it be the players, whether it be Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and whatever you want to say, whether it be Jay Woodcroft's terrible record, whether it be Ken Holland's lack of roster additions, Jeff Jackson has gone and got his man in charge of the bench in Edmonton. And the other side to this as well is you can read all the transcripts, you can read everything you want today. Jeff Jackson runs this team. Ken Holland, figurehead. He's got no more say in what happens with this team. If Ken Holland had true say in what happens with this team, Chris Knoblauch would not be the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers right now, because you can look up and down at everything there is to look at Chris Knoblauch, and there's nothing that says Ken Holland had the final say on this. This was all Jeff Jackson, as I think it should be, given the titles and the positions and the situation Holland finds himself in, just months away from permanent retirement. However, Ken Holland is here as a service to the career that he has had, the Hall of Fame career that he has had. The Oilers more than likely will not fire him this season. They will let him ride out the rest of the year, just tickety-boo, because he ain't doing nothing other than collecting a huge paycheck for this season. He's done. This is Jeff Jackson's team. Jeff Jackson has his mandate from Paul Coffey and, of course, Daryl Cates. And at the end all be all right now, it's about winning Connor McDavid a cup in Edmonton by any means necessary. And that is, of course, why Chris Knoblauch is here. Of course, Connor McDavid's former junior head coach, also head coach of Connor Brown and Warren Foegele. So can I venture a guess here? When Connor Brown is healthy and Chris Knoblauch executes the lines he's looking to execute as an Edmonton Oilers head coach, I will almost guarantee you that very quickly we see Warren Foegele, who has had an incredible year. We see Connor McDavid, who's had a lackluster year. And oh, by the way, how about this? Connor Brown reunited with Connor McDavid to form an all-former line of Chris Knobloch's junior years and basically put together what will be a new look 1A, 1B line with the Leon Draisaitl line. I think, quite simply put, the days of Leon and Connor playing together are done. This is Jeff Jackson's team now, and this is how it's going to be because Chris Knobloch has his mandate from Jeff Jackson. Chris Knobloch has his mandate from the Edmonton Oilers organization, and it is come in, do what you do, and get this ship where it needs to sail to. So that's kind of where I view it, right? This is no longer about what us Oilers fans want. This is what Daryl Cates wants, and this is what Jeff Jackson is here to do. And Jeff Jackson given one mandate, and he's going to follow through because he knows no one on this team better than Connor McDavid. He knows nothing better in the hockey world at the current moment than Connor McDavid, and he knows what winning a Stanley Cup will do for a Connor McDavid and the NHL. So this is, at the end of the day, one simple goal, one situation. And I mean, we are honestly one ticket away from this all blowing up, right? One more loss here right quick probably turns this whole ship in a different direction again. But as we currently sit, Ken Holland will ride out the season. That is my best guess. And we are living in Jeff Jackson's world now. And it's up to him and him solely to do what all of us want, but it ain't going to be how we want it done. It's going to be how Jeff Jackson deems it fit, and it'll either work or it won't. And if it don't work, I told Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic today on a phone call, if it don't work, expect Rogers Place to be half empty at the home opener, because if this goes south, my goodness, is this disaster gonna stink real bad. But if this goes the right way, all the way to the promised land, facing Jay Woodcroft and the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Stanley Cup final, more on that in a moment, guess what? It's going to be a beautiful ending to what has been a tragic start of the season. Again, I want to echo, I feel really bad for Jay Woodcroft because, as I said, I knew this in September that Jay Woodcroft was not Jeff Jackson's man and he was not going to withstand very long out here at all. And again, tonight, my eyes going buggy. I've been on the road too long. But I knew Jay Woodcroft was not going to survive, and he did not. I did not expect it this quick. But that is where I turn my attention to. And you'll hear it, I'm sure, from Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic tomorrow. His views on where Jay Woodcroft is likely to land next. We kind of view it differently, but we both view it in Ontario. I view him going to the Leafs as soon as they decide to clean house on Sheldon Keefe. And he views, well, I'll let you figure that out from him tomorrow. But that is just kind of the poetic nature of the hockey world, is Toronto hasn't exactly achieved the results they were looking for out of the gate. And at the same rate, too, Edmonton looking to turn it around post Jay Woodcroft. So you do 2-2 and everybody in Canada hoping for a Leafs and Oilers final anyway. It only adds up to one thing. The Toronto Maple Leafs either end their monstrous curse of not winning the Stanley Cup, and Jay Woodcroft leads them to glory, or it ends as the Edmonton Oilers hope it does. Cup or bust, go out there with Jeff Jackson's plan in place, with Chris Knobloch at the helm of the bench, and Ken Holland a figurehead, Connor McDavid lifting the Stanley Cup in the year 2024. I don't know. That's the two ways I see it, or else the building's half empty for the next home opener. There's three ways this plays out. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I am up on out of here.